Hello and welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Headed over to Aqueduct for the Wood Memorial. This historic race does award 100 points to the winner, but what's also equally important is second place receives 50 points, which will likely land you a spot in the Kentucky Derby this year, at least as of now. The Wood Memorial, the stakes race history here, not been too good either, along with the Bluegrass, but this one is a little bit sooner, but has been shut out this century. The last winner was Fusaichi Pegasus in the year 2000. So, all the latest Kentucky Derby content, check out my playlist, all kinds of good stuff there. This one will be there as soon as we're done. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that like button for me in the comment section. You can pick me a winner, give me a bet, anything you want for this. I'll leave it up to you. But which horse in this field do you think's got the best chance to win the Kentucky Derby? How about that? Field of 13, let's get to it. Finally looks like a dry day in Queens for the 1 mile and an eighth grinder. We'll start with number one, Resilience. Ran a good one in the Risen Star, actually. I didn't give him much of a chance in that race. Proved me wrong. Ran second right alongside stalking Track Phantom all the way into the stretch, but just kind of got out kicked late. But not too bad, so I'm pretty impressed. They are adding blinkers, which could help. Breaking from the one post could also be an advantage. Johnny V is riding. Number two, El Grandio, the old second place bridesmaid, actually finished third in his last New York bred coat. Take Charge Indy is the sire. Linda Rice trains. Dylan Davis will ride. Is a front runner. Been racing on a lot of muddy and sloppy / sealed tracks. Did run a fast Jerome and got out kicked late by Uncle. No, I'm sorry. Not the Jerome wasn't Uncle Heavy, but the one that Uncle Heavy defeated him. He ran everything right and just got nipped at the wire. We'll look at that race here shortly. Similar position in the Gotham, like I said, finished third. Just when you give up on a horse, right, they'll surprise you. So keep an eye on that one. It is actually listed as the number one overall prime power when we get the past performances, which we will do in a bit, so stick around. Number three, Lonesome Boy, trained by Hugo Padilla, Adam Bowman. Pretty good speed figures coming out of Parks, won by nearly 7 lengths in this City of Brotherly Love Stakes. He also has a win over the track, Aqueduct, back in January, but I'll likely pass. Deterministic, Chris Clement, jockey Joel Rosario, super impressive, looking to make it 3 for 3 after that Gotham win. Came from off the pace to close out and win by 2. Coming off the 6-month layoff, I wasn't backing him because I just wanted to see it first. He showed it to me, so you got to be impressed by that. And looking at a top choice here, sired by multiple Grade 1 winner Liam's Map. Tough to beat. Number 5, Protective is trained by Todd Pletcher. Kendrick Carmouche is the jockey. Still looking for his maiden victory, adding blinkers, but lacks speed and experience. Past there. Evening News is number 6, trained by Michael Pino. Jareth Loveberry will ride, sired by Kentucky Derby winner Nyquist. Does have some early speed, but I don't think he's fast enough because there's other early speed here. Also making a significant jump in class, probably pass on that one. Number 7, Merit, is trained by Safi Joseph Jr. And this colt ran second to Conquest Warrior at Gulfstream Park recently. We all knew Conquest Warrior came into the Florida Derby as the second choice, and people were pretty high on him, but really wasn't much of a factor in that race. So I'm not really sure what that tells you. Safi Joseph did win this race last year with his horse, Lord Miles. Likely pass, though. Number 8 is Elysian Meadows. Bill Mott trained Junior Alvarado. I think Junior's up. I didn't double check that. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Won twice at Aqueduct at a sprint distance, but fourth by 7 in the Sam F. Davis at Tampa. Couldn't keep the pace in his first route. Is half brother to Fierceness. So Mott's going to give him another chance. Jose Lescano is going to ride him, probably pass. Number 9 is an interesting one. Tuscan Sky, nice looking gray colt from the Todd Pletcher barn. He was the horse that defeated Nash in the 3-horse optional claiming race at Fairgrounds on Risen Star Day. We saw Nash go out and dominate in the Hot Springs Stakes in his next race, which is always a good sign. So this horse, they hit the stretch and they battled back and forth and down that long stretch drive at Fairgrounds, and Tuscan Sky did get clear. Todd Pletcher's won the Memorial 7 times since 2010, 3 of the last 5 years. So you got to consider this one. Number 10, Gettysburg Address will try the blinkers for the first time. Trainer Dallas Stewart. He's also going to deploy jockey Manny Esquivel to ride him. Was on the Derby Trail since last fall. Ran 4th twice. Grade 3 Street Sense at Churchill. Smarty Jones at Oaklawn. But has been a beaten favorite twice in a row in allowances at Oaklawn and Turfway. So I'm likely going to pass on that one. Also probably going to pass on number 11, Society Man. That's trained by Danny Gargan. Luis Rivera will ride. Got blown out in his only graded stakes try in the Withers back in January. He only beat 1 horse. Did come back to break his maiden after that, but doesn't really look too competitive in this group. Same thing with number 12, Deposition. Declining form, not really on my radar either, so we're going to pass. Too many horses in this race to try to break down each individually. So we'll get to number 13, Uncle Heavy. Uncle Heavy gets the 13th post outside. Robert Reed is the trainer. Michael Sanchez is the jockey. The surprise 9-1 winner of that grade 3 Withers with that strong closing effort just to get up over El Grandio, who looked like he had the race well in hand. Rewatching these races is so important because, as you can see, he got there just in time by just a nose. And we likely might have a different opinion of El Grandio if he held on to win that race. So we'll finalize our selections and look at the past performances. Early speed, early pressing speed is getting it done most of the time. We do have a pretty decent clip of closers like Uncle Heavy, so we can't rule that out. And pressers, it matters. And actually, there's not really any super great post position biased. So just recently 2 races, I don't really pay much attention to that, but the early speed and a closer has won. So I always like to look at that. And then I always go up to the top and kind of look across the board. You can see El Grande, Tuscan Sky, Deterministic, Uncle Heavy. All of them are listed up top in your 4 categories up here. We are going 2 turns. So you have early speed horses in El Grande. Resilience is one of them as well. To go along with the stalking style of horses like Deterministic, we're going to pass on Lonesome Boy, and Deterministic is a stalker. Things of that nature. I mean, Deterministic is already impressed in the Gotham. You got to figure he is going to move forward off that, but he has not been 2 turns yet. This is a 1 1/8 race. He went out of the chute in the 1 mile, 1 turn Gotham. So from what I hear on the training regiment, Joel Rosario and connections are saying he's looking pretty good, galloping out and still going around the next turn. So he's not looking like he's going to have a problem with 2 turns. So that's always good to know about your horse coming in if you're backing him. But this, like I said, this is Resilience real quick. Bill Mott, this was the 4th in the Risen Star tracking, and then just got passed up late by Catching Freedom, Sierra Leone. Nothing wrong with that. So 1 1/8 may improve, adding blinkers, things of that nature. El Grande, like I said, this did get the win at the Sleepy Hollow at the 1 mile, but then has just been second, third. just leading late in the race in the stretch. You can see every race and just getting out kicked by two horses that are in this race already. Gonna be tough. Is listed first in the prime power. So will Linda Rice have him ready to get it done here? There are distance questions. So like I said, Lonesome Boy, good speed here in this City of Brotherly Love, but I think it's a little bit too much to ask. Deterministic, we're already in on. Protective, Evening News. Uh, not much to say. I mean, the speed's not there. This one is well below average speed too, but did claim him from Steve Asmussen Barnes, so he's got some decent allowance races under his belt. Did win big in this one here, but Merritt is another one. Just a no stakes experience. Elysian Meadows, same boat, not really that great in the Sam F. Davis. Now, I won't be surprised if El Grandio is leading in the stretch, Tuscan Sky making the jump in class, but still a threat to win this race, I do believe. Vino Rosso, I'll have something to say about that in a little bit, so stick around. You got Gettysburg Address, Society Man. We're all passing on all these. Deposition, Society Man, and Gettysburg's just when you got these bullet points on the right hand side are negatives and you're stacked up way over here, that's not good for your chances. And now Uncle Heavy, been off for a couple of months, but that's no big deal. Good jockey, good trainer. Not really great winning percentage, but this is the horse. So basically, the one I do have interest in, I think, is Resilience is a nice value play. He broke from the outside in the 9 furlong Risen Star and gave way in the final strides to the likes of Track Phantom and Sierra Leone. I think adding blinkers and maybe saving ground on the inside might provide a chance at the upset if that rail opens up. You never know. You see that a lot with these inside horses if he gets a good trip. So let's sum things up by going over the selections. So basically, you'll hear a lot about Deterministic, looking like he can handle the 2 turns, no problem. If so, he's got an excellent chance to win. The thing is, he's had good trips in both these races. So if he runs into any trouble, you never know what can happen. And you don't know if he can do the 2 turns until he does it. So I think I'm going to lean toward picking an upset with Tuscan Sky to win the race. The Big Gray looked really good. I like those big, barrel gray horses like that, sired by Vino Rosso, like I said, who won this race for Todd Pletcher back in 2018. And I like that as well. But I'm going to also use, obviously, Uncle Heavy, Deterministic, Resilience, all those underneath. So, but I am picking Tuscan Sky to win the race. So I hope you enjoyed the preview. Lots more to come. We still got the Santa Anita Derby to cover. So until then, see you soon.